Dreamfall.
A round table? Check. Chivalrous knights? Check. Magic? Check. That's right, this would make for a great theme restaurant.
Пойдем посмотрим.
I wish I could have been more helpful and inviting. If I'd known.
I understand. You have to be cautious.
There's much I'd like to ask you. Much I'd like to learn. But with Kian gone, my workload has increased twofold. Perhaps another time, when we're both not so preoccupied.
I'd like that.
I don't know what your mission is, but I have a feeling it's important, and that our destinies are entwined. We shall speak again, Zoe Castillo. When the winds have quieted, the clouds have parted, and the grass on the Great Plain stands straight and tall once more.
В тот раз нас здорово спас тот ворон. Так вы могли посмотреть.
The library's in the back, if you're looking for Enno. Feel free to wander around up here, but downstairs is off limits. The library's in the back, if you're looking for Enno. Feel free to wander around up here, but downstairs is off limits.
Я думал, ты чем-нибудь что другое скажешь. По крайней мере.
They look ready to go to war. I hope they won't have to.
Тут у нас кто? О,
You knew April. You were there when she died. Shepard told me. I wanted to know what you saw.
I saw April and Kian talking. Then the Asadi soldiers arrived and April was stabbed with a spear. She fell into the water. Kian was arrested. He was obviously distraught. I tried to save her, but I was too late.
Against the entire Azadi army, there wasn't much you could do.
You two were friends?
For a time, we were more than friends. We were good friends. She was the strongest and bravest woman I ever knew. I respected her. I loved her.
ух ты.
Shepard said to ask around, and this guy looks sort of... Have you heard of the Purple Mountains?
I have not. I don't know the Northlands, and I have no inclination to know it any better than I do. When this war is over, I'm going back to our homelands. My people need me.
Maybe he's a magic. Do you know anything about the Ula?
What are they?
A magical people. They live in the Purple Mountains.
Outside the Southlands and Azadir. I haven't seen much of this world. I don't know the Ular.
It can't hurt to... Does the name Abnaxis mean anything to you?
No.
Maybe he'll... Where is home for you?
The continent you know as Azadir, my people's ancestral home. We call it Antiqua Aba, land of the setting sun. We are the Dole Antiqua, and we were there first. When our enemy's been sent scurrying from this place, we're taking the war home.
Well, good luck. I'm going to keep looking around.
You go ahead.
Круто. Есть еще кто-нибудь здесь? Поблизости, кроме меня. Или это место того генерала? Потому что вот если...
I'm so sorry, Crow. I thought you knew.
It's fine. It's not your fault. I just can't... I can't believe she's gone. But I sort of knew, you know. I felt it in my heart. And that final time we were together, it wasn't like it used to be. It was weird. Like too much time had passed and we drifted apart. I should have known it wouldn't last.
How can you ever... You never know. You can't know.
Maybe you can't. Were you there when she...
I witnessed the whole... I was there. I saw it happen. I tried to help her, to save her. I know I was supposed to, but I... couldn't.
Not your fault. Bad things happen. People die. Life goes on. Anyway, did I help with, you know, the rebel thing? Did they believe you? That you're not a spy?
You did. They do. It's fine now. They'll help us.
Good, good, good. They're not gonna cut your head off?
What? No?
Good, good. I wish I could have been more helpful. But it was 10 years ago. And I didn't really pay attention to what April said about that Abnaxis chap.
It's okay.
If you don't mind, I need to be alone for a little while. Clean my feathers, sharpen my beak, reflect on the nature of life. Bird stuff.
Totally understand.
I'll find you in the city.
Maybe someone in the Enclave has the answers you're looking for. I'm certain they'll be happy to help.
Нет. Кстати, вот это...
I assume it's not an actual dragon's head, but you just never know in this world.
Так, а тут у нас этот стоит, да? Больше вроде ничего такого нет. Здесь мусор у них. Срач. Пойдем посмотрим, что у них там творится.
They kept me... I miss my tiny apartment now.
Вот комната вроде бы этого.
God, you gave me I was just... I mean, I'm not... Are you supposed to be walking around on your own?
This does... Shepard let me go. We're good.
I see. All right, good. I apologize for tying you up and putting a bag over your head. You were asking questions. It's Zoe, is it not? I'm Jakai, Ben-Rima Salman's nephew. She said some very nice things about you.
You'll have to give her my regards. How is Ben-Rime? I noticed the Journeyman was closed down.
Yeah, she's in Coldstone. They arrested her for colluding with the Resistance. She was sentenced to 10 years in the dungeons. I don't know if she'll survive that. Anyway, I'm sure she'll be happy to hear that you're back in town.
I'm sorry about your aunt.
Yes. Thank you. I don't know what I'll do without her. She's the only family I have. Look, I have to go into town on an errand now, but please let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Тут у нас кто?
Naxos, Purple Mountains, Ular.
I have to resist this intense desire to stroke her yellow
I've been trying to
fur.
find a book or scroll or manuscript or map or torn note page or ancient magical tome or pamphlet or a piece of cloth that mentions the Purple Mountains or the Ular, but no luck. It's really frustrating. This library has never let me down before. Bad library.
She seems Enu, right? I don't feel we were properly introduced.
I know you are. I mean, no, yes. You're right. Enu. I am Enu. I hope you're staying a while. It would be so great to have someone around who's not a surly warrior with mommy issues, or a stoic leader, or a battle-hardened soldier, or just batshit insane. I mean, there's Jakai. He's pretty normal, except for his aunt issues, but he's a bit too... Hey, so, what do you do when you're not saving the world?
I go to school. I mean, I did. Then my world started shutting down, so no more school.
I went to school too! Until I was 10, and then my father taught me how to ride a leapfur and hunt jumpers in the jungle. Also, I had to work at the farm. Didn't leave a whole lot of time for schoolwork, or anything else. I feel we have so much in common.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe.
I can't wait to talk
Это
more
на
about all these things
полчаса.
we have in common. We must have a sleepover.
There must be something here. So, no luck?
Nothing. Sorry. And I've read most of these before. I can't remember coming across any of those words you mentioned. There's not much else to do here in the evenings except read. I don't really have any female friends. It gets lonely. Anyway, I've been through all the encyclopedias and travelogues, but...
Nothing about the Purple Mountains or the Ular?
Nothing. I mean, the Purple Mountains sounds colloquial. It may have a different name officially, but the Ular, there should be something about them. It's a magical race?
They didn't look human.
Weird, there's nothing about them. They must be very isolated, or... Or someone's trying to hide something. Which would be weird and very hard to pull off. Forget I said that.
This is where I tried to connect. You just joined the Resistance?
Oh, yes. No. Not really just. About half a year ago? Wait, more than that. Time flies when you're having fun. Well, fun.
Sometimes you need to make the best out of a bad situation.
Right. And it's my duty. We're doing good, important work here. Also, I didn't want to end up living the life my parents wanted for me.
I can identify with that.
This is so nice. I wish we were sisters. Can we be sisters? You don't have to answer that. Do you have any siblings?
I did. Sort of. Long story. You?
Oh, lots. Boyfriend! Do you have one of those?
We just broke up. In incredibly bad timing. It's been a difficult few months. I was asleep for a long time. I forgot a lot of the stuff that happened to me before I fell asleep. I tried to remember, but I couldn't. Until my memories caught up with me. Oh, Jesus. It's a long story. Very complicated. Maybe another time?
Yes, please?
I'm on a... I guess I'll have to look elsewhere.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I really thought I'd find something. I feel terrible. Do you want to be my friend? Oh, I already asked you that. I'm coming on too strong, aren't I? I am, I can tell. Stop it, Enu.
No, not at all. I'd love to be friends. And thank you for helping me.
Much good that did. I really wish I knew who else could...
For the love of the festering demon shrimps of Jaharva, do I have to do everything in this place? I didn't spend all those years living on the streets of Marcuria, pilfering food and liberating fat purses to deal with this shite. I swear I'd be better off going back to sleeping in Naxos' stone tree if I can't even get a mattress that isn't flea and maggot infested. Do your bleeding jobs, people. Is that too much to ask?
Blind Bob?
Eh? What? Who's asking? Well, Blessed be me striped breeches. You're the lass what brought me mulled wine back when I'd hit rock bottom in Marcuria. What in the name of the eight-eyed octo-god of Tartellus are you doing here?
I was about to ask you the same thing, except for, you know, not those words exactly.
Oh, I left me life of beggaring behind. Cleaned myself up. Joined the resistance. I'm a general now. I'm making a difference.
What happened to your theoretical blindness?
Cured! I was blind, theoretically, but now I can see. To be honest, some days I wonder if I ever was theoretically blind, or if it was all hypothemetaphysical. You know, just in my head, like.
Oh,
Resorting to beggaring and vagrancy than taking a long... particularly on account of the blindness. I wish me old pa could have lived to see me. He always believed in me, even when I didn't. I nodded and wept and promised him I'd try my best. Then, as he drew his last ragged breath, I stole his purse and his breeches. Well, pa, I'm sorry about the breeches. I'm making something of life now. Making something of myself. I'm no longer blind Bob. Call me Bob who can see.
General? Are you an actual general?
Aye. See these stripes? General Bob, that's me. I takes care of the logic sticks round here so the place don't crumble to pieces. Shepard's busy with the strategering. Kian sorts out who to murder and how. Liko makes a fine job of being contrary. And Enu keeps everyone's spirits up. I mean, when she's not shooting Azadi soldiers in their eyeballs with her bow and arrow. Me, I make sure the ladder's stocked, the sheets are clean, relatively speaking, and that the piss pots are empty. Can't go to war on a full bladder.
I just can't imagine. How did you end up with the rebels?
Not long after you and I met, I overdosed on mulled wine. Spooked me good, that did. I figured I had two choices. Either spend the remainder of my days in the gutter, stinking of foreign spices and currants, and, to be honest, there didn't seem to be a whole lot of days left. Or I could clean myself up, try to amount to something after a lifetime wasted on wine, women, and various gutters. The moment I looked up, I saw how the Azadi were running magicals out of Marcuria. I couldn't ignore it. It was disgraceful. I mean, magicals always treated me with kindness and respect. I felt I owed them. So, here I am, doing my part and paying my debts. Aside from the gambling and the bar tabs, mind you. And I feel 20 years younger to boot.
It's a long shot, but... Have you heard of the Purple Mountains?
Oh, aye. Aye, of course. Everyone's heard of the Turtle Mountains. They're...
No, sorry. Purple, not turtle.
That's what I said. Turtle. Right, of course. You don't know. Why would you? My apologies, lassie. See, I have a serious P deficiency. It's been a lifelong struggle. The Turtle Mountains. Nope, never heard of them. Sorry.
Do you know someone called Abnaxus?
Abnaxus? Now there's a name I haven't heard spoken in years. Where do you know it from?
Sorry, I just overheard. Actually, I met Abnaxus recently. Well, I dreamed about Abnaxus. Or maybe it was more like a vision. This sounds crazy, I know, but...
Sounds completely sane to me, lass. Abnaxus turning up in visions. That's exactly the sort of fellow he was. Persistent, unpredictable, and not a little annoying. I met him when he was the Venar ambassador to Ireed. This was before the gutters, when I was still a dapper chap on the Marcurian party circuit. We hit it off, especially seeing as I was going blind, theoretically, and he saw everything. Past, present, and future. Years later, as he was leaving town, he entrusted me with the key to his home. Said to take care of it. I'd sleep there from time to time. Very uncomfortable bunk. Musty smell of ancient books and foreign weeds. I didn't much care for it, to be honest.
I'm sure he said... You said something about a key to Abnaxus's house?
They called it the abode back then. Abnaxus's abode. Primitive accommodations, but luxurious location. Prime real estate. Central with a garden view. Very quiet at night.
And the key? Do you still have it? Sorry, this is really important.
Oh, I carry it with me every day. After all, it is a magic key. Figured it might do me lumbago some good.
What about this house? I mean, the abode?
Ah, also still there, and not hard to find. Sits right circle in the center of the city green. Abnaxus carved it out of a petrified tree with his own morbidly huge hands. A few years ago, the authorities turned it into an historical landmark. Of course, no one can get inside, on account of the Venar magic. Not without the key, at least.
This key, can I...
Oh, sure. Heavier than it looks, ain't it? More powerful than iron, worth its weight in precious stones, and then some. This magic goes back to the first magic. None of that modern hocus-pocus. You feel it in your fingers when you hold it. Tingles, don't it?
It does. Sorry, I know this is asking a lot, but can I...
Borrow it? Aye, why not? It's done the lumbago no good. And I don't have much use for the place, now that I've a proper bunk here. But keep it safe. Abnaxus left most of his belongings behind and entrusted me with their care. I'd hate to betray that trust.
I promise.
Ладно, пойдем гулять. Шепард. Шепард у нас там. Но он ключ-то нам дал не просто так. Может, где-то в комнату может куда-нибудь зайти. Так, Киана комната где у нас? Киана. А вот же она как раз и есть. Да, тут Киан.
I believe that mural depicts this place. The Enclave. Apparently, it used to be a library.
You spoke with the General. Did you find what you were looking for?
It's a step in the right direction.
Good. I've asked them to ready a boat for you. Whenever you're ready, it will take you into the city. I may not fully understand your role, Zoe, but there's something about you that... I've learned to have faith in the balance. The balance provides. The balance guides. It's guiding you now. You must let it take you wherever it leads, like a leaf on a river. Bend to its will.
I'll try.
May your gods favor your journey. You'll be in my thoughts and dreams.
Да, на Меркурий надо идти. Так. И чё? Так, думает, да?
Now I need to find the city green. I wish Crow was with me. I feel less alone with that silly bird around.
Погоди, ну как сюда попасть? Секрет.
You're back! And your head's still on! Did you swim?
Swim? No, boat. I boated. I mean, they dropped me off in a boat.
Impressive. So, what's the next step on our grand adventure? Tea and biscuits? A hearty nap, perhaps?
I need to find the city green and the home of Abnaxus.
I visit the city green every day to clean my feathers in the fountain. Follow me.
Давай.
I really wish you had wings.
So do I, Crow. Hey, are you okay?
Sure, why wouldn't I be?
I mean, April and...
Of course I'm not okay, okay? But I'm okay. I'll be okay. It's okay. We're okay. Don't worry about it, okay?
Okay.
She's not the first friend I've lost, and she won't be the last. You learn to roll with the punches. It's either that or punch back. Real hard.
Куда ты улетел?
I keep overhearing people talking about the reaping. This must all be part of the harvest celebrations.
То же самое, да?
So, how's business?
Pretty good. I mean, reaping's a great time for me. Plenty of customers, even if those
Вот
farmers are tight
как
business.
раз.
I mean, farmers bring food into the city. I must admit that I'm getting rather excited about seeing...
How's your memory coming along? Do you remember anything about this place now?
I worked so hard to remember, but no, not much. It was winter.
True. Winter changes everything, what with the snow and the ice and all.
And the city looked different. Smaller.
It probably has grown a bit.
But no, I don't really remember anything at all.
Perfectly fine. I also remember very little, but then I am a bird with a bird brain, so what can you expect?
Так, что нам? Сюда.
What's going on here? Isn't that... Are they trying to chop down Abnaxus's abode? Great. That's great.
Это фанатики.
So this is it. Abode of, big ugly thing what speaks funny?
Apparently so.
And there's someone else here.
Apparently so.
Huh.
Once this unholy tree's been knocked down, the electorate will take me seriously. They'll see I have the power to get things done. A member of the voting public. Honor Hilaris, Esquire, at your service, madam. But I'm sure I don't need to introduce myself to you. You've seen my face in print and in public appearances. You know me as an honourable and truthful fellow who stands with the common man. And woman. We shan't forget the common woman. Yes, yes. I'm, of course, running for Commissioner of City Watch, a position sorely and desperately in need of new blood. The Watch needs strength. It needs direction. It needs humanity. In other words, it needs me.
He's gunning... he appears to be... I take it you're happy with the Azadi occupation?
No, I wouldn't call it an occupation, not anymore. The Azadi came to save us from Terran invaders, and they stayed to protect us against all magicals. They're our benefactors, not our oppressors. But the Resistance has put us all at risk. Unless we re-establish human dominion over the Northlands, we'll be vulnerable when the Azadi eventually return to Azadir. For believe me, they will. Oh, they've promised as much. This is not their land, and this is why I run for office. To build a Mercuria by and for humans, one that can stand the test of time and stand up against occult invaders. We must invest in the future, and you can't spell future without Honor Hilaris.
It looks like they're trying to destroy Abnaxus's abode. Why are you trying to knock down this tree?
Oh, it's not just a tree. It's an affront to common decency and humanity. This so-called domicile was the dark and dangerous den of one of the most militant of magicals. An abominable beast that threatened our young and our women by its mere existence. Eradicating this occult stone tree from our historic green is not just my election promise to voters, but my God's-given responsibility as a...
He's gunning for a political position with the City Watch.
Watch is in dire need of strong male leadership in this time of dark crisis.
Male?
As you well know, the current commissioner, a person of the female persuasion, has failed to maintain order in the city in these dark, trying times. She's been soft on sorcery, magnanimous with magicals. She's indulged the occult, and she's extended an open hand to non-humans, acting in discord with our foreign benefactors. Oh, it's understandable. She's weak. She's sentimental. She's merely a woman, and she's not been able to properly inspire the men of the Watch to take appropriate action against our occult immigrants. As soon as I'm elected, this will change. We will honor Azadi law and make Mercuria pure again. No more magic, no more magicals. And our women folk can once again return to home and hearth to be pampered and protected by their husbands, fathers and brothers. As it should be, yes, yes.
Let's see if... It's Hilaris, right?
Oh no, Hilaris Esquire, licensed solicitor, and your candidate for Commissioner of City Watch.
It's an unusual name.
It's unique, certainly, but it's a Northlander name with deep roots in Mercurian society. My father, the esteemed Hubert Hilaris Esquire, served dutifully for many years on the council. He was respected, feared, and admired by all. Of course, that was before he was beguiled by that Dulmari witch. She used her wily sorcery and beastly sensuality to lure my father away from his family, away from us. I've sworn to restore our sacred heritage. The witches shall burn, humanity shall prevail, and the name Hilaris shall no longer be the butt of spiteful jests.
Well, best of luck with everything.
Luck is the lazy man's excuse for failure. Luck is an occult idea. I create my own destiny, young madam, and so should you. Here's my advice to you. Find yourself a decent human husband and start breeding decent human babies. This is how you can best contribute to our common manifest destiny. And remember, a vote for honor is a vote for humanity. Go on, put your back into it, man. This is pathetic. It's merely a tree.
Знаешь, что давай сделаем?
Crow, could you fly over there for me?
Why?
Just trust me.
Why?
Jesus, please, Crow.
Fine. Pardon me for wanting to play a role in my own destiny.
Подкал,
I'll do it.
нормально. Нормально ворон подкал, это я. Что? Зачем? Чё?
Is that the best you can do? Oh, I take the axe myself if I can just moisturise my hands. This, this dry air, well,
Again? Seriously? Ugh. Fine.
Погоди.
So what now?
I don't know. Do you have any suggestions?
We kill them, bury their bodies, and then go about our lives as if nothing happened.
That's disturbing.
I know. I'm dark.
I'm really not in the mood for killing today. Or any day.
Fine, then you come up with something.
Надо, чтобы один отошел там, да, вот это. Ну-ка.
If it wasn't for Honor's goons, I would thump that reactionary misogynist on the
again,
head.
young lady.
No court would convict me. Ugh. Well, best of luck with everything.
And to you, madam. Go on, put your back into it, man. This is pathetic. It's merely a tree.
Good bird.
Не просто так ведь это все стоит.
Yeah, I know the drill.
Is that the best you can do? Oh, I take the axe myself if I can just moisturise my hands. This,
No.
This dry air, well, you understand.
Слышь, пернатый. Есть ключ.
The key to Obnaxus's abode.
Он открывает
Score!
эту дверь, которую они ломают, да? Слышь, вор, я могу тебе ключ дать? Нет, не могу. Значит, что? Тут надо...
What are you doing? Don't force me to take over and embarrass you in front of everyone. It's a tree, goddammit.
Are you doing this just to annoy me? Because it's working.
Да, это да. Надо так, чтобы ты им помешал. Ну-ка.
Someday soon I'm gonna complain to the Guild of
Давай.
Sidekicks about this.
But you're a talking
Geronimo!
bird. Filthy magic. Damnation, where did it go?
Сработало, смотри. Еще раз.
Thank the gods of feathers you're paying
Давай
me
еще
well.
разочек.
Wait, that's not a thing you do.
Still, you filthy little fowl.
Geronimo!
Че попал? Бедный ворон.
Yeah, I know the drill.
Давай туда.
Don't move, I've got you now. What? Not again.
Так. Давай поиграем с ним в кошки-мышки. Вот, давай сюда.
Are you doing this just to annoy me? Because it's working.
Как же он не любит воронов.
Wait for it. Cursed fowl.
Так.
Someday soon I'm gonna complain to the Guild
Давай
of
сюда.
Sidekicks about this.
Still, you filthy little fowl. Damnation, where did it go?
Thank the
Okay,
gods of
so you
feathers you're
forgot.
paying me well. Wait, that's not a thing you do.
Don't move, I've got you now.
Где тот-то?
Again? Seriously?
Да, серьезно, давай.
Fine.
Wait for it.
Кому-то разбил окно.
Not again.
Как он нервничает теперь, а?
Yeah, I
Давай
know the
еще
drill.
разочек.
Still, you filthy little fowl.
Еще одно окно. Да ты просто мастер.
I feel better having Crow around, even though I'm not sure what he can do. Still, a useless sidekick is better than no sidekick. I'm not saying he's useless.
Are you doing this just to annoy me? Because it's working.
Don't move, I've got you now.
That's it. The home of Abnaxis.
Погоди.
Now, I just need to find a way inside.
What kind of shoddy job are the Azadi doing when there are still talking birds flapping about? They should provide us with a few of their explosive sticks so that we can take matters into our own hands and eradicate this sorcerous plague. Oh, my skin crawls at the very idea of occult flying creatures within the city walls.
After talking to Mr. Hilaris, I want nothing more than to administer a solid beating.
Talking bird!
I
Magical
think I'll leave that
aberration.
for next
Get
time.
my hands on the filthy feathered thing. I'll twist its scrawny little... language. What can I do for you, young madam?
Let's play. About that talking bird that's bothering you.
О, надо еще не
Yes? What about it?
I just saw it.
Where? Where? Go look for that goddamn bird over there.
Someday soon I'm gonna complain to the Guild of Sidekicks about this.
Давай.
Soft-headed fool. We'll need to carry him home to have someone look at his head. The tree can wait until tomorrow. You do the carrying. I'd do it myself, but someone needs to lead the way and keep an eye out for potholes.
That was brilliant! First, I did my thing, and then that goofball tried to hit me with a rock, and then stuff happened, and Dung for Brains got knocked out, and then they all left. End scene. It was almost like one of those puppet shows that Wizard puts on in the square. It was hilarious!
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
That's the most fun I've had since... I don't know. I guess since I hung out with April all those years ago.
Классная была миссия. Зайдем в дом. Блин, было классно сейчас.
This place looks a lot bigger on the inside. It is a lot bigger on the inside. Okay, this is freaky. I feel dizzy. There must be magic here because this makes no sense. Things can't be bigger on the inside than on the outside. Then again, why should I be surprised? I've seen weirder things. Weird is my new normal. Right, so, clues.
Oh, that's interesting.
Someone's here, and I'm all by myself. Who's... Oh, God.
I must apologize, ma'am. I didn't mean to frighten you. Zoe Castillo. You're the last person I expected to find here.
I remember him from my last... Brian, right?
Right. Brian. Brian Westhouse. We spent a few days in cramped quarters on a small airship. I'd be surprised if you didn't remember me.
It's been a confusing year. For a while, I remember nothing. Even when I tried my best to remember, I couldn't. Well, not until now.
I know that feeling all too well, Miss Castillo. So you're back in Mercuria, and in this place of all places. How in the name of the balance did you get inside? People have been trying for years, but this house has strong wards. Venar magic, the oldest there is. And now I understand why. It's a treasure trove. Wait, is that the Annals of Dreaming? Good God, that's a lost treasure. Only 5 were ever made.
I'm not sure I want to tell this. I know my way around wards.
So I see. Your talents run deeper than I remember, Miss Castillo. I'm impressed. Pardon my curiosity, but what are you looking for here? Abnaxis himself vanished a decade ago.
It's not that I don't trust him, but I was just curious about what was in here.
You know what they say about curiosity, Miss Castillo?
It killed the cat?
What? No. Curiosity is the doorway to knowledge and wisdom. Looks like I picked the perfect day for a stroll in the green. I was wondering why that odorous Hilarious fellow wasn't still trying to chop this tree down. Now I know. Let's see if we find anything interesting, shall we?
Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them.
Interesting.
Since this place is so much bigger on the inside than the outside, I thought maybe it existed in a pocket dimension. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Papa Bear, before mauling Goldilocks and devouring her whole. Don't ever mess with fairy tale creatures. Abnaxis must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia.
This is fascinating. Have you found anything of interest? Keep looking. This place is a treasure trove. All those years, and it was right here under my nose. Abnaxis left so much behind. There's a wealth of information here.
This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop.
То есть у нас по-любому он ключ бы забрал.
Abnaxis must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their house. This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop.
I was right.
О.
I was wrong about that part. But at least now I know.
Abnaxis must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia. What if this window is also a portal, and right now, I'm looking across dimensions, or across space and time, or... God, no, just a window. I'm sure it's just a normal window.
Погоди, что было? Что-то ведь здесь.
I see. I'll make a note of that.
Нет, сейчас только что что-то было, я не успел взять.
Interesting.
Где-то, наверное, еще спрятано.
This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop. Amnaxis was a very well-read man, thing. Since this place is so much bigger on the inside than the outside, I thought maybe it existed in a pocket dimension of sorts. But I can still see Mercuria out there, so...
Где еще спрятано, возможно?
If you see anything that looks relevant, let me know. I can probably decipher it for you.
А я помню, за тебя играл я в тот раз. Брайан Вестхаус.
All those years,
В
and
самом
it was
начале
right here under
игры
my nose.
Downfall. Блин, все такое тут магическое, классно так.
Amnaxis must have made the bed before leaving for good. That's kind of sad and eerie.
What does this mean?
А здесь такая же печать. Или как ее можно назвать, даже не знаю.
There are enough musty old books here to fill a
Так,
university
погоди, мы
library's
сейчас
special
собрали
collection of
сколько?
musty old books.
4 штуки, да?
I was right.
Looks like a handwritten note. It's another one of Amnaxis's notes. Westhouse might be able to decipher that note. Notes. Notes everywhere.
3 штуки из 4.
I was wrong about that part. But at least now I know.
Ну-ка, если повертеть его ведь можно ведь? Тут ничего, да? Тоже ничего. Наш последний надо найти. Интересно только, где ее искать.
I'll make a note of that. Interesting.
О!
Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Papa Bear, before mauling Goldilocks and devouring her whole. Don't ever mess with fairy tale creatures.
This is fascinating.
Ну-ка, если мы... мы можем выйти.
All those years, and it was right here under my nose. What does this mean? I was right.
Ну-ка. А что, если с тобой сейчас взаимодействовать надо, да?
This looks interesting.
The first dreamer references in the annals of dreaming. That's this book right here. And the chapter... It's certainly a starting point. Let's see what it says.
Can you read that book?
I've lived in Arcadia for decades, and there hasn't been much to do aside from studying ancient texts, so yes, I can read this book. Let's see, the chapter in question speaks of the Ular. They are said to be wardens of the Dreaming One, whatever that means. It's a rough translation. The English language isn't quite up to the task. The Ular and the Yete, one people that split into two. That sounds familiar. It says here the Yete left the Purple Mountains to go south to burrow into the ground. Something about a well of dreams. I mean, I don't know how much of this is true and how much is fantasy or prophecy. It's a difficult book to decipher. There's also something about two dreamers becoming one. It's vague. This is almost certainly a prophecy of some sort. The Ular live on Cloud Peak. It's in the mountains of Yedra. Where's that on the map? Ah, there it is. Straight north across the plains, right in the middle of the border mountains. This is an old book, so I don't know if they still live there. I've never heard of the Ular. They might all be dead.
Спасибо тебе.
That note fell out of the annals when Westhouse turned.
Ah, I knew it! I knew it! I'm sorry, did you want something?
Погоди.
Are you still searching? I'm sure Obnoxus left notes all over the place.
Here's another note.
On the matter of the kin and the approaching war of the balance. By Jove, this is the information we've been looking for. I can't believe it was right here all this time. Your help has been invaluable, Zoe. I'm in your debt.
What do you think this means? What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one.
This note fell out from the pages of the annals. What's a soulless stone?
I'm not sure. The soul stone was taken from Luke's by the warlock Clax. It must be retrieved, or the past, present, and future will cease to be.
That sounds ominous.
It does indeed. I don't know about any soul stone, but I'm guessing this Clax fellow does. I wonder if Obnoxus means old Roper Clax. April told me his story. He was a two-bit wizard who resided in a floating castle up north near the border mountains. April said she taught him a lesson. She didn't get into any details, but he lost his castle. Last I heard, he's doing children's theater here in town. Reformed, apparently, if that's a thing a wizard is capable of. Sounds like this soul stone is important.
Как интересно.
Have you looked upstairs yet?
Пошли.
I don't know where to go next. I should stay here and look for more clues.
The War of the Balance. Finally, something concrete.
Mr. Westhouse, Brian. He seems very enthusiastic and friendly. Probably. I have a hard time reading him, to be honest.
I can't wait to tell them.
Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them.
Fascinating.
Интересно, интересно.
Amnaxis was a very well-read man, thing.
I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it.
Amnaxis must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia. I don't know if I'm done here yet. I'm pretty sure I'm not.
The War of the Balance. Finally,
Надо ли мы
something
все книги?
concrete. I can't wait to tell them. I knew it! I knew
This
it!
place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop. There are enough musty old books here to fill a university library's special collection of musty old books. Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them.
Fascinating.
То есть, чтобы выйти, надо что-то найти.
There are enough musty old books here to fill a university library's special collection of musty old books.
Have you found anything of interest? Keep looking. This place is a treasure trove.
What if this window is also a portal, and right now, I'm looking across dimensions, or across space and time, or... God, no, just a window. I'm sure it's just a normal window.
The War of the Balance. Finally, something concrete. I can't wait to tell them.
Где-то, значит, что-то еще лежит. Помещение очень-очень маленькое.
Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them.
I knew it! I knew it!
Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Papa Bear, before mauling Goldilocks and devouring her whole. Don't ever mess with fairy tale. Amnaxis must have made the bed before leaving for good. That's kind of sad and eerie.
Ну я уже тут по 100 раз ходил. И опять, небось, на самом видном месте, да, лежит?
Amnaxis must have been a big believer in crystals.
Хотя...
Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia.
I need to write all of this down before I forget it.
Здесь ничего не вижу. А что здесь лежит? Тоже не видно.
The War of the Balance.
А, погоди.
Finally, something concrete.
Нет.
This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop.
I can't wait to tell them.
Obnaxus must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia.
Ah, I knew it! I knew it!
Obnaxus was a very well-read man, thing.
Странно.
Fascinating.
Встретили Вестхауса.
I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it.
Ладно.
The War of the Balance. Finally, something concrete.
Что вообще не
Obnaxus must have made the bed before
Нахрена?
leaving for good. That's kind of sad and
Даже
eerie.
окно не откроется ведь.
Since this place is so much bigger on the inside than the outside, I
ну
thought maybe it
просто
existed in a
здорово.
pocket dimension of sorts.
I
But I
can't
can still
wait
see
to tell
Marcuria out there, so... There are enough musty old books here to fill a... This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop.
Ah, I knew it! I knew it!
Хотя,
I'm sure Obnaxus won't mind me borrowing this. I'll return it to him in person, if I make it to Cloud Peak. I should get going. Should we...
Would you mind terribly if I stayed here to read these books?
Well, it's private property, isn't it?
Obnaxus isn't coming back, and I've been itching for a chance to peruse his library for years now. I promise I won't remove anything or make a mess.
He might have the best of intentions, but I made a promise to... It doesn't look like Brian's gonna do any damage to the place. He's respectful and curious. It couldn't hurt to let him... He might have the... I'm sorry, I don't think I can let you stay in here.
I'm not sure I need your permission.
I...
Only joking. I understand. I'll take my leave now, Miss Castillo. I certainly hope we'll see each other again soon.
ух ты. Офигенно. Просто офигенно было сейчас. Брайан Вестхаус. О. Веселуха. Так.
Ошейник там, где туфли мои.
Угу.
Чего такая все-таки шишка большая?
Didn't you say something about a wizard and a puppet show?
No,
No, you did. You said something about a show in the square.
I did not.
Crow.
Oh, right! Roper Clax's Fingerlings! Man, that show's great. A modern classic.
Clax. He's the wizard April Ryan fought.
That's right. He was behaving badly, so she fought him and trapped him inside some sort of calculating machine. Pretty clever stuff.
Where can I find this puppet show?
I'll show you.
Брайан Вестхаус, значит, здесь проживает. Нифига себе, он себе домик отбабахал. Купают что-то. Типа. Квас или что-то, или какого-то. Пойдем погуляем по городу. Забудем сегодня.
I have to admit, I'm quite relieved there's less sorcery about these days. Makes life a bit more predictable.
You don't know what you're saying.
I'm sorry?
That's life.
Наверное, надо идти в магический квартал все-таки. Я вот если тут посмотреть, как смотрит тут на вид, да, народ. Если обойти вот это все дело, ставить где-то, где примерно, где они стоят. Ну, как-то такой видок. Значит, такой вот так на колокольню на это. А больше не на что смотреть. Этот бар работает, нет? Ну, по сути, вот мы обратно в Сити Грин вернулись. Все дороги идут в Сити Грин. Погоди, а что это у нас? Осинка говорить нельзя. С тобой. Тоже, да? Значит, все-таки, наверное, магический квартал нам нужен.
I must admit that I'm getting rather excited about seeing their newfangled tube network in action.
Здесь чего? Нет.
Right? Just
So,
more
how's
efficient.
business?
Pretty good. I mean, reaping's a great.
Зайдем в Китон, посмотрим, что тут у нас есть. Раз сюда есть возможность зайти, то мы зайдем, конечно.
Ah,
Hello.
I must apologize for yesterday.
No apology necessary. I found the people I was looking for, or rather, they found me.
Good. And you saw eye to eye?
They let me go. We're on the same side. I'm a friend.
Good. Good. I'm glad. And very relieved. You seemed like such a nice young woman. I was worried the resistance was going to, you know...
Wow. Well, I'm glad I didn't know that was a possibility.
Well, never mind that. You still have your head. It's Zoe, is it not? What can I do for you, Zoe?
He might know where I'm looking for the house that belonged to Obnaxis of the Venar.
The ambassador. I met him once at a social function. Must be at least 15 years ago now. Cryptic fellow, hard to understand, but pleasant enough for a politician. Didn't drink much. Though between the two of us, we cleaned out their larders. The ambassador had the good foresight to leave town before the Azadi arrived. But his house is still there. I believe they used to call it Obnaxis's abode in the old days. But nowadays it's known as an historic artifact. You can't miss it. It's right in the center of City Green. And it looks like a petrified tree. I reckon that's because it is a petrified tree. Oh, and best of luck getting inside. It's protected, if you know what I mean.
I have the key.
Oh, well, in that case, I reckon you'll have no problem getting inside, eh?
Oh, this is probably a long shot, but have you heard of the Purple Mountains?
I've heard of the Black Mountains, the Green Mountains, even the Speckled Brown Mountains, but purple ones? If I had to guess, I'd say look to the Border Mountains range. They stretch from one end of the Northlands to the other. I'm sure they cover the colours of the rainbow.
I'm guessing it might take a while to see them all.
About a decade, give or take a few months.
And here I was hoping to get home by next week. I should try to engage him in a... People say good things about you.
Do they now? Well, I appreciate the sentiment. I'm friendly to friends, civil to customers, and, less so to everyone else. But I will welcome all sorts to the Rooster, unless they're troublemakers.
I promise I'll behave. This is my chance to get to know... So what's your story?
My story? Well, I have plenty of stories. It'd take all day and night to tell half of them.
Are you from Marcuria?
Aye. Well, I was born here, but I was always a child of the ocean. Before he was a publican, my father was a sailor, and my mother hailed from the Southern Islands. The salty sea was in my blood. So, I ran away from home. 3 times my father brought me back before he finally relented and let me sign up. 13 years old and galley boy on the Pearl of the Great Sea. 10 years after that, I made first mate on the Kandar's Tusk. She was a great ship. I miss her like I'd miss a lost limb. I only returned to Mercuria to take over my father's business when he passed. He owned a tavern. Not this one, I'm afraid. It burned in the war. I fought the tyrant, joined the city guard, and then finally I scraped enough coin together to buy this place. So, here I am. Both feet planted firmly on solid soil. But you know, my heart remains in the southern seas. I courted the beautiful Princess Kuamaka, angered a king, got chased off by savages with spears. I might one day go back to claim my pride and conquer a kingdom. But for now, I'm happy serving warm beer, listening to drunken confessions, and helping friends. My seditious, rebellious friends.
I can't shake the feeling that there's something about that guy. The man who captured me.
Jackeye.
That's him. What do you know about him?
Jackeye Salmon, old Ben Rime's nephew. He stops by now and then, oftentimes with important messages. He does a lot of that, communications. But I don't know too much about him. Why do you ask?
Not sure. I surprised him in the Enclave. He was acting strangely.
His aunt is serving a sentence in Coldstone. I believe they're very close. That might explain his behavior.
That's probably it. Just keep an eye on him, maybe?
I certainly will.
I should get going, Ulvik.
I imagine you're busy. You let me know if there's anything else I can do for you, Zoe. Come back anytime. I'll see you around, Zoe.
Пока. Пойдем посмотрим, что на втором творится. Потом, наверное, этот человек, наверное...
Everyone should vote for Honor Ilaris.
He seems like a slimy little turd to me.
He says a lot of smart things. The road forward is self.
Have you paid your dues to Yaga yet?
The Wicker Witch of the North? I don't care much for childish superstition.
Left already. It's not like we can do anything to change that. It's a new age. The age of human.
I don't trust the man. Honor and humanity. He's a pile of Elgun dung, if you ask me.
Spirit world. Her magic is old, older than the balance.
Ну, идем. Сходим к этому. Наверное. Там что-то, наверное, я пропустил. Вот что-то пропустил. Может, опять Стигрин. Не завидую этим жителям, с одной стороны, в этом городке. Тут не на что вообще смотреть. Где Ситигрин? Ситигрин у нас там, да?
So, how's business?
Pretty good. I mean, briefly. They must have. How? I mean, farmers bring food into the city. That's what they do.
Интересно этого искательника. Так, пойдем. Пойдем сюда, в эту сторону. Погуляем. Я все-таки нагулялся здесь ночью. Все-таки здесь праздник.
The city feels all wrong without magicals around.
Погоди-ка. А вот, наверное, и праздник. Сказка-то где?
This is gonna be so good.
If you seek an autograph, you must purchase my book first. It's on sale today, only...
No, sorry. I need to talk to you.
Talk, hmm? Well, I only have a few minutes before my show begins, but I'm sure I can spare a couple of them for a pretty young thing like you.
This has to be the... You are Roper Clax, right? The wizard?
Who told you that?
Well, that sign, for one.
No, the wizard part. Who told you? I mean, I'm merely a humble finger puppeteer trying to make an honest living in a cold and heartless world.
But you were a wizard once.
Fully rehabilitated, I don't go anywhere near sorcery, not anymore. You should really read my highly acclaimed and best-selling memoir, A Farewell to My Wizarding Ways. It's a thrilling story of redemption and romance, of dashing heroes and wicked villainesses, of flying castles and curious calculating devices. Every word of it as true as the night is dark and the day is bright, of course.
Didn't he...
April
Do you
Ryan.
remember April Ryan?
April Ryan? Oh, yes, of course, absolutely, certainly, naturally. The bitch... the brave young woman who came to my castle and stole you. And helped me put my sorceress past behind me. How could I possibly forget?
He's obviously got some issues. So, about April.
Why does everyone want to talk about April Ryan? She was just a weak little human who stumbled onto things she didn't... No, I must apologize. You see, April and I had some disagreements in the past. I'm past that now. I'm a different person. As for April Ryan... Yeah, I hear she suffered an ignoble death at the hands of our Azadi benefactors. What a shame. What a terrible, terrible shame.
I might as well get right to it, seeing as his show is about to begin.
Soulstone.
It's an odd name for a children's puppet show. Do you recall owning a soul stone?
A soul stone? I don't know what you're talking about.
I was just wondering, since there are so many impressive tales about your powers where I come from.
And where would that be? That was a long time ago. In another life. I've moved on. I'm a different person now in every way.
I was just wondering what happened to the stone.
She took it, that bitch. Balance? Pardon me? I don't know where that came from.
Who?
Yaga, the wicked witch of the north, as these simpletons call her. As if they have any idea who and what she truly is. She lurks in Riverwood in the dark places. She feeds on that stone like a... Like I said, that's in the past, and I've left it all behind long ago. Now I make an honest living bringing joy to children through my most excellent and revolutionary finger puppet theater. And on that note, I must beg your pardon, young miss. The show is about to begin.
Can we please talk again afterwards? I have some more questions.
Sure. Absolutely. After the show, yes. Toodaloo.
Yes, here we go. This is gonna be so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and... well, humans. And you, Azadi soldier standing over there, you're welcome to watch, just don't rattle your sabers or rustle your suits. welcome to this morning's performance of The Fingerlings. I am your host and puppeteer, Roper Clax, esteemed thespian and raconteur, author and entrepreneur. My book is available for purchase with a free personalized dedication. Speak to me after the show. A donation is both appreciated and expected. Drop your coins into the box after the show. Remember that every iron piece goes towards a good purpose.
Woohoo! Go Fingerlings!
My beloved Fingerlings, handcrafted reproductions of renowned actors from across Arcadia, immortalized in finger puppet form by skilled artisans. Using only the finest fabrics and natural materials, these lovely creatures are as dear to me as children, and as talented and protean as the finest human players. You're all welcome to approach the stage after the show, of course, to admire my finely crafted miniatures up close and intimately. No food, no touching, no children. And now, beloved audience, prepare yourselves for a journey into mystery, for a true story of wizardry and magic. I present to you the tale of the good-hearted wizard and the villainous wench. Once upon a time, in the distant north, there lived a kindly old wizard in a wonderful flying castle. This very friendly wizard liked to tease and toy with the people of the land, and sometimes he would do silly things like turn them into stone or furry animals and bottle up the wind. Naturally, he meant no harm, and the people of the land loved the wizard like they would a grandfather, a very young and very, very handsome grandfather. But one day, an evil sorceress from a distant land came to visit the kindly wizard. This ugly, selfish witch didn't understand that the wizard was only trying to make people happy. She used her dark sorcery to steal all of his possessions and trap him inside a tiny little box where the gentle wizard was barely able to breathe. The poor old man was trapped for many moons inside this box before a benevolent wandering god arrived to free him from his prison. The wizard pledged eternal allegiance to the wandering god in return for vengeance against the cruel witch who trapped him. Together they...
There he is, Commander. The dangerous loon who's corrupting our youth with his occult finger rings.
What? What's this? What are you doing? What's going on? You can't... Hey! Hey, hands off!
You're teaching children of magic, old man. You ought to know better.
Release me, you dishonorable brute!
By the authority vested in me by the Greater Azadi Empire and the Emissary, and in accordance with provisional imperial law prohibiting any and all teachings of occult magic, I'm taking you into custody.
You can't do this! You don't know who I am!
Tell it to the magistrate, wizard.
My fingerlings! My precious handcrafted fingerlings! No!
Повязали.
I cannot believe that they arrested him. What a travesty.
I didn't see that coming.
I guess the Azadi aren't fans of creepy puppet shows either.
I think it had more to do with him being a wizard. Okay, shit. So what now? He was my only lead to the Soul Stone. All I have to go on is something about a Yaga and Riverwood.
Riverwood? I know Riverwood. I've been to Riverwood. If it's Riverwood you need, I know how to get to Riverwood.
Really? And the Yaga? The Wicker Witch?
I don't know anything about Yagas, but I do know something about witches in Riverwood. On my last trip there, we had a close encounter with one of them.
That witch is toast, of course, but I can probably find my way back to Riverwood. It's north. We go north. Wait, which way is up? Yeah, north.
Okay. Okay. That's something, right? Much better than nothing. We just need a way to get north that doesn't involve me walking all the way.
Or me flying. I'm not flying all that way. I tire easily. Wait. I feel a cunning plan coming on. Follow me, Zoe.
Uh-oh.
It's either a cunning plan, or I need the toilet. But I'm pretty sure it's a cunning plan.
Ух ты. Не, она весело. Это чё, короче, как, ну, как помнится, хотя не как помнится, а вот если заглянуть в этот, в чап, ой, не в Чаптерс, а в бесконечном путешествии, которое было переведено, я не знаю, как он был, Dreamfall по-другому, да, первый появился.
I still can't believe you pulled off the voice and the whole fake hand thing.
The hat looked great on you.
Totally. Not so sure about the beard, though. My face is itchy. Speaking of faces, I can never show mine in Mercuria again. Not after that last bit we did.
If everything goes well, you won't have to.
At least we have a ride. Can I trust this thing?
They're docile cows, the Elguan. Just leave it to me. Mush, Daisy! Mush!
Whoa, whoa, I think you're upsetting her.
I'll leave the cowgirling to you. I'll fly ahead and scout the terrain instead. Don't lose sight of me!
Круто, катаемся на этом. Ну так вот, этот чел, короче, он был против Эприл, он был наоборот. Ну, по сути дела, она когда умерла, она ему надавала тумаков в тот раз. А в этот раз он на ее смерти как бы хайпится. Причем нормально хайпится. Это мы плывем в этот, да? Угу. Chapter 10 Umbrella.
I mean, that hurt.
Never trust an Elguan, cowardly cows.
Oh, something must have spooked it. What do we do now?
This place looks familiar. I think we're close. In fact, I think we're...
Leave! Go, or I'll call the others!
Whoa, hey there, I'm friendly and unarmed.
You're human. You can't be Bird? Crowbird?
Hello. Hey, you're that fretful furry thing we met the first time we came through here. Ben Franklin.
Ben Bandu. This isn't the same human who accompanied you last time.
This is my new human. She's mostly harmless. Say hello, Zoe. Don't be rude.
Так.
I get... Hello.
Hello. Are you the new Bandu Mbata?
Bamboo... what? No, I have no idea. I'm Zoe.
You're a dreamer.
So they keep saying. I'm not very good at it. How did you know?
We live close to the dreaming here. Her dreams surround us. The Yaga.
That's it! That's the one we're looking for, right, Zoe? The Yaga!
You're looking for the Yaga? On purpose? Are you mad?
Oh, I'm not. Her, I'm not so sure about.
You know the Yaga?
She lives in this forest. We do not speak her name. She's mean.
We need to find her right now. But Teddy, who is she?
The Yaga? She's old. Really old. She's been around since long before my people came to this forest. Once, she had many servants. Witches, warlocks, evil ones. Like in the stories told by the elders. But her servants are all gone now. So she woke up and crossed into our world. She doesn't belong here. But she's lonely and hungry.
Hungry. Great. Well, we still have to find her. She has the Soul Stone.
The Soul Stone? I've heard of the Soul Stone. The Yaga took it from the fallen fortress of her warlock.
Warlock? Roper Clax worked for the Yaga?
They all did. The Gribbler, Clax, all the evil witches and warlocks of the Northlands. But they're gone now. Just like my people. April Ryan imprisoned the warlock and killed the witch. She saved us all. But then the Azadi came with sharp blades and metal tubes that spewed fire. They murdered most of us. Some fled east. I'm the only one left here now.
That's terrible. I'm so sorry.
One day, they'll come back. All the surviving Banda. Until then, I watch over their burrows. And I sing. For them. For all of us. This Soul Stone. It's important?
Very.
You'll use it to fight the Azadi?
That's part of it, yes.
I'll take you to the Yaga. Or as close as I dare go to her lair, anyway.
Great! I was expecting you to say no, and by expecting, I mean hoping.
Does the bird always speak like that?
I'm afraid so. Lead the way, Ben.
Блин, как круто.
The Yaga's beyond the ridge. Once you cross that, you're in her realm.
You're not coming with?
Did you not hear me when I said she was hungry? No, I'm not coming with you. The walls of that place are thin, and she can smell my magic.
A wise decision, tiny man. Come on, Zoe, let's turn around and head back with Ben. Maybe catch a fat squirrel and roast it for dinner?
This is what we came here for. If we don't get the Soul Stone...
Everyone dies, the world ends, no more Christmases, blah, blah, blah.
Вот именно, что тут бла-бла-бла. Я с этим дворным полностью согласен.
After we're done with this one, no more adventures. I swear to the feather gods of old.
You'll know you're there when you see the Gribbler's old house. She was the witch who lived here before. The Gribbler served the Yaga, and that's where she came through from the beyond.
Will you wait for us, Ben?
I'll wait until nightfall. But if you're not back by then...
We'll be back.
And I had such a craving for crispy squirrel.
Да, она немножко сумасшедшая. Так, мы идем к Яге, да, получается? Нас этот проводил. Ух ты, мост какой.
They've got that whole normal things that should look quaint and safe, except they look horrific. Naked, twisting branches blocking what little light there is.
Типа
Check.
солнце, а здесь уже типа ночь. И это как-то контраст такой.
This is all very grim.
Причем резкий.
I'm expecting an evil queen, and if this was the entrance to a haunted house, I'd say they'd gone overboard.
Ну-ка, что здесь было?
Naked, twisting branches blocking what little light there is. Check.
Mother of ravens! I don't feel very welcome. I mean, this isn't just a bad sign. It's all the bad signs, all at once, like a grab bag of ill omens. There are plenty of stones lying about. Let's just pick one and pretend it's the soul stone. It's not like anyone would know what it's supposed to look like.
Ты можешь тихо и лететь вообще. Тут хрен пойми чего. Хотя ладно, давай. А, мы быстро не можем лететь здесь. Вот он есть. Странно. Быстро не можем лететь. Ух ты, мост.
I'm not saying I won't cross it, but I do expect the bridge to do something terrible. This looks like one of those pivotal moments where the audience is yelling at the heroine. Don't go through the gate. Are you crazy?
Прям как в ужастиках.
Oh, my tiny bird heart. I have a bad feeling about this, Zoe.
Прям как в ужастиках. Дверь сама открывается. Что дальше будет?
Go. Leave. Turn around. Don't come any further.
I know this smell.
Here.
Dog's doo-doo, incense,
I'm
and
glad I
rotting
have
flesh.
Crow here.
Smells like
Regardless
witches, all
of
right.
how useless he may be at times, he's
Is
still
it my
company.
imagination?
I'll take
Or
company
is the
over
light
no
changing?
company anytime.
Is it getting darker? Am I going blind? Help! Do you hear voices? I hear voices.
А вот
I don't
ее
like
дом, да,
disembodied
походу,
voices.
это Яги.
Disembodied voices are never a good sign.
I feel strange. I felt this way before when I was in a coma. Inside story time. I must be on the border between waking and dreams.
The wicked witch is gone, but she is here now. She'll eat you up.
Is that where the
like
Yaga
she ate
lives?
all of us.
It looks like a house.
She tricked us.
I mean, a scary
She
house,
trapped
sure,
us.
but still
She
just a
cooked
house.
us. She ate us. We're the children that never left. It's too late to save us. Save yourself. Go.
Мы не можем подойти к ним? А, не можем. А, ничего не можем сделать с ним. А, во. Так. Ага. То есть нам показывают, что она типа...
Who bothers me? Who bothers the Yaga?
Okay, so
Это
maybe not
рекламу
just a house
принесли.
after all.
Не хотите чайник заказать?
You have something that's not yours.
Leave, monkey.
Not until you give me the soul stone.
We do not know what you speak of.
Whoa. My whole body's tingling. I can change things. I can manipulate this dream. Cool. There are 3 minds in there. But which one's the Yaga? I can hear several voices. All of them angry. It's so loud. So strong. I can't keep listening. She's too strong.
We are here at the end of things.
Что за нахер?
I warned you.
Let me go, you bitch!
She's awake. I told you to go.
Stop this! I don't want to fight you. I just want to talk to you.
Run as fast as you can.
I've told you leave.
I think I need to get through that door. It's like it's an eye staring back at me. Stop trying to kill me!
Now I see.
Too late. Eaten up. One of us. Our last hope. Gone. Forever.
Stop this! I don't want to fight you, I just want to talk to you.
Все. Ладно, на сегодня это все тогда. Да, всем счастливо, удачи и пока.